Welcome back to this second session. Uh, Only 16 members have joined till now. We'll wait for 2 minutes more. While others join back, let me keep the previous slide again back to you. And there was one member who was asking me, I don't remember exactly who asked it. They were asking for meta character set. Do we use it? Have you joined? Let's ask me that particular term. Okay, Kumar. So you were asking for the meta character set, right? Why do we use it? Let us imagine you are using ASCII coding. In ASCII, it's a 7-bit or 8-bit. 8th bit is the parity bit, I hope so. It's a 7-bit, right? Is it correct? I'm very weak in your digital electronics, but please remind me. Can anyone remind me what is ASCII code? Is it 7-bit or 8-bit? Thirty-one members are there. I'm not getting any reply. That means no one is sure about it. But as far I know, yeah. Okay, there are jumble answers. Okay, let us go ahead. ASCII is actually 8 bits, but the 8 bit is used for parity purpose for error checking. Now, with 7 bits, you have to write the entire set of characters which are having certain numerical definitions behind it. For example, if I am taking a letter A, its internal value is numerical 65. So when I say numerical 65, why I am converting the alphabet A into numerical 65? Because computer understand only electronic signals. Not to tell the computer in electronic signals, we have to convert it into ones and zeros, so that 1 will be plus 5 volts or plus 12 volts, and 0 will be minus 12 volts or minus 5 volts or 0. So that means we need to convert, we need to talk in terms of binary code. Now from in order to remember the binary code, my mind is not so suitable enough to remember all the binary digits for each and every alphabet. So I will be converting it into respective numerical figures. So capital letter A is corresponding with numerical number 65. But internally 65 will be converted into binary format, and from binary it will be converted into electronic signals. So this is one thing. So altogether, what is the largest number which can be represented using the 7 bits? Smallest is all zeros, 7 bits all zeros. Largest number will be all 7 ones. Correct. So what can be the largest number that can be defined there? 127? No. It will be around 256 or 255 if I am not wrong in that. Okay, irrespective of that, let us take the largest, 256. So altogether, you can define 256 different types of alphabets, in which you will have ABCD, capital ABCD to capital Z, one set, small a to small z, one set, plus minus divided by multiplication, all those as one set. So all those things were there. But if you consider them back again, one for each button we are telling, but it's all in 256. If we consider only English, those 256 are gone, are finished. What about the other languages? For example, in Arabic, we have got first alphabet as alif, we have got hamza, we have got ba. All those alphabets are there. What numerical figure will be used for them? So ASCII is not sufficient enough for us to use for our international scripting, because not just English, we have got various other languages. We have got in Telugu, all those things. What characters, what numerical numbers will be used for them? So for all those purposes, we have got various uniform text formats which have been defined in the industry so that it can be translated. And if I write that I'm following a version of UTF, Uniform Text Format 8, this standard says that yes, whatever you are defining down is sufficient enough to be translatable, is eligible to be translatable from one language to another. It is composed of various character representations for almost all the languages that are spoken in the world. We have got 16, 8-bit, all 8, and all those things UDF. So basically, this is a high-end thing. First, we need to know how to compose a particular web page in English. Then we'll think about whether it can be translated or not. In fact, this entire tag itself is optional. So let us not spend much time on this one. Let us first try to have our first web page to be created. So to understand the first web page, let me bring in few important points for you, which will help you to understand what is this web page actually going to contain. So let me place these things. I hope the entire slide is visible to all now. There was some text box was coming, chat box was coming in between. I just placed it at the appropriate place. Is the entire slide visible to all? Except the top right corner. Okay, good. Now, if you look back in this particular slide, I have kept few tags which we need to know before we start writing our code. Few things that we need to know. The first and foremost is the heading tag. Heading tag is used for giving a heading to our text. For example, I've written over here some introduction to HTML as a heading of the entire slide. But if you notice, it is little thicker in size and higher in size, bigger in size than the normal text. Correct? So to define a heading, to tell the compiler that whatever I am writing within that particular heading, like for example, heading for page, I can write my own name here, or you can write your own name or something like that. This is heading 1, heading 2, something like that. Whatever we are writing in between this H1 to closing of H1 will appear in a bigger size with thickening of text to give an impact to the user that this is the heading for the below content. There are various heading styles. Instead of H1, you can use H2, you can use H3, H4, H5, so on to H6. We'll come to know about all of them with their differences when we write a program. So there are H1 to H6, with the biggest one being the H1 and the smallest one being the H6. Now there is one more tag called as paragraph tag. Paragraph tag will try to give us space before that particular text of the paragraph and after the text of the paragraph, after the content of the paragraph. And there will be some indentation before the first line of the paragraph, so that that entire set of lines or the content looks like a block of code and is clearly understood that this is a one single matter. It is telling about one topic. So to give a paragraph look and feel, we'll use p tag. Now this p tag is starting over here and ending over here. So whatever is appearing in between the opening and closing tag will appear as a paragraph for us. That paragraph will have some space above it and some space below it, usually one line space. Now within this paragraph, I'm writing some text, but I want some text to be in thicker, thickening matter. It should be bold. It should look somewhat outstanding from the rest of the text. For example, if you see the width of the text here and the width of the text here, it's different. This is little thicker than these. So to give a thicker look and feel to this particular text, I'm using a strong tag. We have got one more tag which was used earlier in HTML1 to so on. That was bold tag, B tag. We use just like P, we used to have B for Bombay. But nowadays we are using strong. Strong is having somewhat some difference than that of bold. We'll come to know the difference in separate slide. But its main purpose is to give a thickening to the text. Sometimes we don't need the thickening, we need some italic format of the text. So we'll be using EM tag, embossed tag. This embossed is used for making the text to appear in italic format. Earlier in HTML1 and 2, we used to have I tag, I for italics. Just like B for bold, we used to have I for italics. Then we have got normal text continuing. Then I need whatever comes next to it to appear in the next line. I don't want to attach it to this line itself. Usually what we'll do in the Word or Notepad, we'll keep a enter button. But here in case of web pages, enter buttons doesn't work. They will be treated as extra spaces. So those extra spaces will be eliminated. For example, after comma, let us say I pressed 3-4 space bars. If I have given 3-4 spaces here, browser thinks that okay, these are redundant. Only one space is needed after comma. So it will eliminate the remaining 2 spaces and it will keep only 1 out of the 3. So browser is trying to be little intelligent, but in that intelligence we have got a drawback where it even removes that new tab itself, next line tab itself. So to tell the compile browser that no, I need a new line to start from here, we'll use a break tag, BR tag. But do remember this break tag is not having its ending tag over here. Closing tag is not available. It is there, we can use, but nothing is written in between. So closing tag is optional. We have not written it. So break tag, line break tag is used for making the compiler to break the line's continuity here and to start the line in the next line. Whatever text is there to be starting in the next line. Now here, instead of the text, I have got one more tag, which is anchor tag. Anchor tag is used for giving links. For example, in the previous slide, we have talked about navigation bar, right? In the navigation bar, you are having various links which you can click and go to that particular corresponding web page. But how is that link being generated? That link is being generated with the help of anchor tag. Anchor tag A with a horizontal reference, H reference. This H reference is the attribute for this tag, telling that what is the web page to be opened when that particular link is clicked. For example, you will click on login. But when you click on login, you will get a login page. So that login page address URL will be kept over. Okay. Whether it is click me or login or log sign in, whatever is the text that you are clicking in. If you click it, where to go, what web page is to be opened, will be mentioned, its URL will be mentioned here in the H reference. In that click me or sign in or login, the text that was appearing, navigation text that was appearing, which you have clicked, is the name of the hyperlink here. Okay, I have kept hyperlink. You can keep over here click me or uh, click me please or something like that. Some image which you click and it will try to open it on the tablet. So this anchor tag is usually meant for making a link associated with whatever text you are writing here. That link will be mentioned in the H reference attribute. Uh, This is the name of the tag and this is the attribute of that tag. So to give an attribute to the tag, you will keep a space in between them. Okay. Now this is the closing of your anchor tag. Next to it, you have got some more text and then the closing of the paragraph. Similarly, the main purpose of using a paragraph is, for example, this is one set of paragraph. I have given it a somewhat different look and feel, somewhat different background color. This text is appearing in orange color. This text is appearing in blue color. This is in green color. So what I want to do is I want some styling to be applied within the paragraph. So what I will do is I will use a style attribute of paragraph tag and I will tell that the color that is to be used for writing the text should be red. So whatever will be written after it will appear in red color. Okay. Now to give it what I have done, I have used a p tag with the attribute called as style. This is a keyword and here also H reference is the keyword href. Don't write H reference completely. Style attribute name equal to what is its value. I want color to be in red. Color colon red. So whenever you write any attribute to the particular tag, put it in double quotes. Attribute value. Okay. So whatever follows next to it will appear in red color. But here within the paragraph itself, I don't need any other new. I don't need any gaps in between. I want to change the color. From here on, the color should appear in green color. One choice for me was to use another paragraph tag. But paragraph will introduce one line above, one line below, empty lines. I don't need it. I don't want it. I want within that particular paragraph color to change. I use span tag. And I will apply same style as the attribute with the color as green. So whatever follows next will appear in green color. And my span is closing here. And here, since I have changed that color, it will come back to its default one and it will become difficult as black. And it will print difficult as black color. Here is the closing of my paragraph tag. Similarly, if you look back into these slides, I've kept few bullet marks here. So those bullet marks are of different shapes. Can you see? This is circle, this is little square, all those different styles of bullet markings are there. Sometimes you need some listing of 1, 2, 3 items. Sometimes A, B, C, D, E. Sometimes Roman number 1, 2, 3. Sometimes capital letter A to so on to C, so on to D. So in order to create a list, you will use a list tag, line tag, which is over here. But you need to tell the compiler whether to use the bullet markings or numerical 1, 2, 3 or ABCD or whatever it is. So there are basically two types of list. One is ordered list, in which you will use 1, 2, 3 or ABCD or some order to define it. Another is unordered, where there is no sequencing of the list items. So here there is only one list item and that list item has been kept in unordered list. So for unordered, you have got UL as the tag. So for ordered, you have got OL as the tag. Similarly, you can have one table to be inserted within the web page. To create a table, you need to make use of a table tag. But you know that table is composed of rows and columns. So to tell the compiler that I need a separate row, I'll use a tr tag, table row tag. Within the row, I can have multiple cells, multiple columns. For each column, I'll use a TD tag, table data tag. We don't call it as columns over here. We'll call them as table data cells. Table data cells. So for each cell, we'll use TD tag. So altogether, how many items are there in this unordered list? Only one item. How many items are there in this ordered list? Only one item. How many cells are there in this particular table? Only one. How many rows are there? Only one. If you need multiple rows, create one more type of TR tag with its corresponding closing and insert any number of cells inside. So those are few of the basic tags which we'll be using further. Just to give you a glimpse how our web tags will be used and what are their basic purpose. I have introduced few of them. There are multiple which we have to use. One of the very main tag which is being used nowadays a lot of time is division tag or div tag. Div tag is used for creating divisions within web page. For example, we were talking about this particular slide, right? For this, you can think that I have divided the web page into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 divisions altogether. This is one division, this is another division. Here is one division altogether, this block, and this is one more division, one more block. This is entirely from left to right, one block. This is one block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 blocks. To divide the web page into 7 blocks, I have used 7 divisions here. But for the first division itself, I have again divided into 2 sections, 1 and 2. For the third one, I have divided into 3 sections, 1, 2, 3. For the fourth one, I have divided it into 4 sections, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth one, only 1. Sixth one, 2. Seventh one, only 1. Why I have created so many blocks? Because I want to give a different coloring style for this one, different coloring effect to this one. I want a different style to be given to this one. I need some margin between these so that it looks very pretty cool. I need some gap between these two. So those different requirements are there, which is making me to create different sections. Create on those sections, we will be using one tag, which is called as div tag. Okay. Now, for example, I have created one division over here in this slide itself. This division is having a different background color and its text is having some different styles inside it. So whenever you want to apply styling to it, you need to use class. You need to use a class as the name of the attribute. This class is not the same as that of your C++ class. Don't mix it out. Just forget about your C++. HTML is damn easier than that. You need not worry about anything. Yeah. So here, class is the name of the attribute, and here is the name of the class. What is the name of the class? Left column. So here in css.css file, we'll define what is the definition of that class. It's very simple. You'll mention, okay, you need a block of width, how much? 350 pixels. Pixels means whatever I have written over here, px, is actually going to tell the computer what is the smallest thing that can be displayed on the entire screen of a mobile or laptop or something. The first one starting at the top leftmost corner of our screen, the last being the last bottom right corner of our screen. So in between, whatever are the smallest units that can be displayed out is called as pixel. So I'm telling that I need a block of width of 350 pixels, height of 600 pixels, and margin at the top within that block should be 20 pixels. means that both should be away from other blocks with a 220 pixels width. Border for that should be given. Some frame bordering should be given of 1 pixel, and that style should be solid line. All these different things we'll learn later on. Okay. To define a particular class, you'll write what is the tag that you are using to attach that class with. Tag name, dot, what is the class that you are attaching to it. Opening brace and a closing brace. Within that, you will define what are the various styles that you want to keep with a colon over here, not equal to. Is it okay? I know there are a lot of things that you will have doubt in this particular slide, but it's just for a brief overview of what we are going to learn next fourth. So even if you have got lots of doubts, we'll clarify them one after the other when we start using them. Paragraph is used. Paragraph attribute. Actually, paragraph is the tag name. Attribute will define what is certain more modifications required for that paragraph. Okay, for example, human being is a representation for all humans. When I say human, gender male, I'm telling that what is the attribute of that human? It's a male attribute. If I say gender female, then I'm telling that okay, this particular human beings are coming under female category. Same way, if I'm telling that human and age 20. So I'm telling that, okay, there is a human with a age of 20. Those attributes define certain modifications to already existing things. Paragraph is the tag that we will be using. In the paragraph tag will introduce a space above the paragraph and below the paragraph, one line space. And there will be a gap before the first line of the paragraph. That's called as indentation. We'll discuss it more in detail in the next coming on programs. I hope I have answered, Pawan. What happened? You are not satisfied with the answer.
Sir, actually, my doubt is here we have applied a style color red.
Hmm.
So the whatever we type in that paragraph will be in red color
Yeah.
till we close the paragraph.
Yes.
Sir, here we have applied again span style color green.
Yes.
After that, it has come to the default color black, sir. After
Yes.
closing span.
Yes.
Why so? My doubt is that.
It's because here I am telling that from now onwards use a color of red color for writing the text. But in between I need one different color. Let us imagine instead of green, blue color. So I cannot use paragraph because it will introduce lines for me again and it will use indentations. So I don't need it. I will use a span color. So I have used it till here. Now my web browser earlier what was used has forgotten. It has used now new color. But this span is ending here itself. So its definition closes off. So what is the default one that it has to use? Black color. So it went back to black color. Again, if you want it to be red, again you have to write span and use the color style color as red color. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Fine. So moving ahead with this particular part, we are having a brief overview of how to build a website, launch a website, and maintain a website. What are the things that you need to know? Now that you have come to know what a web page is going to contain, Collection of thousands of web pages is called as a website, along with their various resources that you are going to mention them, like for example, images or videos, whatever you are having, whatever you are trying to include within the web pages, all together in one single folder is called as a website. Now, to create a website, to build a website, to launch it, and to maintain, what are the things that we need to know? First and foremost, whenever you are thinking about creating a website, the first step that you need to take is learn about various other websites that are already existing. First thing, what is your ambition for creating that website that you need to learn? For example, are you going to create a website for polytechnic students, or are you going to create it for a business industry, or are you going to create it for a charitable trust, or what is your actual target? Now, once you have finalized on your actual target, you will try to browse out what are the various already existing websites of similar nature. So, what you are doing in the first step is you are learning what is actually to be done. Once you have learned what is actually to be done, you will plan for certain things that are to be implemented. You will think, okay, you will fix up your mind that let us say you have learned that you have to create a website for polytechnic students. Now you will try to fix your mind and you will try to plan that okay, in that particular website I need to have details about the student. I need to have one page which will give all the details of the student, one web page which will give the marks of the student, one web page which will give the subjects that the student is going to learn, one web page which will give for each subject one chapter wise like book type of reference, one web page which will give chapter wise videos about that web page about that subject. All those things you are trying to plan. In the planning step, you'll try to formalize strategically or what is to be done. You'll try to make a note of it. That is, you'll make a research. While making a note, you will come to know with different ideas. And based on different ideas, you will try to enhance certain things. You will try to step back from certain things. You will try to think that okay, can this be possible or not? You'll try to do a research. You'll make a lot of note takings on it. You'll try to sketch a brief overview of the web page, how it will look like. You will try to have a mock-up. Okay, this web page is going to contain this. For example, getting the results of the student results page. Should the result page be given as per the names only, or should it take the pin number also, or both to be considered? What is necessary to be kept on the web page? We'll try to plan about it. Once your plan is perfect, once you have picked up with your plan, you'll try to pick up what are the various tools that are available, software tools which are available to make up your plan to work. So you will decide on all those things. Now, once your plan is ready, you'll try to put that plan in a pictorial format, in a design drawing, so that the drawing can be made as a fixed reference for further implementations. It's very simple. If you want to create any house, first you will make up a plan. Once the plan is done, you will try to put that plan in a drawing format so that the drawing can be used for implementing it. Same way over here, you have planned about what is to be done. Now you are trying to put that plan into a depiction, into a pictorial format. Once that pictorial format is done, you will try to put that picture into reality by using coding. You will try to write the HTML code, JavaScript code, jQuery code, Bootstrap code. You will try to include all the images, videos, all that graphics. You will try to have for all those things. First, instead of writing from the scratch, you will try to think, okay, that web page was looking good. That website was having one page which was having very brilliant picture. So you will try to capture that web page back as it is. That becomes a template for you. So you will try to create the main sections. Then after creating the entire code, you need to make sure that that code is running 24 by 7. Your website is expected to run 24 by 7, 365 days. So you will try to make sure that your website is appropriate as per the international standards and is going to run without any failure all the time. For that reason, we will apply a validate and test condition to it. This is given by uh, various companies have given their validation requirements and testing requirements, but most of the companies follow one standard which is given by Google. It has given its free of cost tool which will validate your web page and tell what tags were inappropriately used, what tags should have been used in a better way. It will test whether your web page is as per the standards or not. Can it be run 24 by 7 or not? So that all will be done in code step. Once the coding is done, you'll try to launch it. Launching means you can keep it, as I told you, the website is nothing but a collection of different web pages along with their various resources that are going to be used in a folder. That folder is a normal file folder. So can you keep that particular folder within your laptop and let the whole public to access that particular folder? If that is the case, you need to keep your laptop or desktop or your mobile on 24 by 7. And to make your system available throughout the internet, you need to have a unique ID for your system, which is not at all used by any other system. And that ID should be known for each and everyone. And your system, imagine if you are keeping your laptop or desktop on 24 by 7 by 365 days. If we try to use our systems normally for 1 hour also, it becomes heated up and it becomes slowed down. Our systems are not built for that particular purpose. There are certain servers which are built for certain high-end hardware devices which are built for specific purpose for running the websites. So for those servers are very costly in nature. We cannot purchase them and let them to be used. There is IP addressing to be given. IP addressing is the next topic. You can ask CH madam what is IP addressing. That one. It's a bigger topic to explain. But you need a public IP, public internet protocol address for accessing it. All that requirements are there, which is not possible for each and every web developer to do it. So will there are certain companies which will rent out certain memory space so that we can store our web folder inside that, and they will charge for it. So some examples of servers for that work 24 by 7. You have got from Intel, there was a doubt raised over here by Kumar. What are the examples of servers that run 24 by 7? There are various servers which run 24 by 7, but in that also you have got cluster of servers which will be shuffling their work and burden time to time. It's a bigger topic to explain. When sufficient time is there, I'll try to explain, but let us focus on this topic first. In short, uh, you can have various server machines. Sir, NC class I started, it seems. Okay, ma'am. Okay, Pawan will wind up the class by this particular topic. Okay, just 2 steps are there. Within 2 steps, we'll wind up. Thanks. So, launching a website means searching for those web servers which are going to lend us some space. Like you have got uh, one of those which is going to lend us free of cost for time being with their extensions is Google itself. They have got Google web pages. You have got various other things available which will give us. I will give a separate listing for all those. But what is launching step is you will try to research what are the various servers that are going to give us that particular lending effect for maintaining for launching our website. Once we have placed our website folder onto their servers, we can move ahead from there, and that website will be running 24 by 7. But sometimes once the website is available online, you need certain maintenance of that website. Maintenance in the sense, Suppose tomorrow you thought that, okay, that web page was not looking so pretty good. I need to make a change in that one, or I need to add one more web page to it, or I need to have some enhancement in the already existing code. To have all those things, you will have a maintenance phase. That maintenance phase is the last step. So these are the various steps that are to be followed. Just to give a rewind to on those what we have discussed till now. First step is to learn. Second is to plan. Third is to design. Fourth is to code. Fifth is to launch. Sixth is to maintain. So altogether there are six steps. In that sixth one, first one is learn, where you will creatively brief out what is the idea behind your website. Then once you have done with your idea, you will try to have a strategy that is to be followed to implement that idea. You will research and take notes for regarding that particular idea. You will sketch out any mock-ups. You will try to have various websites how they look up, and you will try to mock it on paper or something like that. And then you'll pick up what tools are really needed for you, better suited for you to actually practically implement it. Now, once you are done with all these things, your idea is clear, your plan is clear, you will try to put your plan into a pictorial format so that it can be used as a reference for all for your web development. Once you are done with the design, you will try to have the coding to be done with the design. Once you write all the programs, HTML programs, JavaScript programs, all those programs, you will try to validate them. And after validating, you will have launching, selecting what web servers are used for 24 by 7 availability. And then once you have placed your web folder inside their web servers, you can have the last step as maintenance. So all these I have kept as a brief in the text. So please pause the video at appropriate time. Try to get to know what I have kept extra in it. So each step I have defined in detail. You can pause at appropriate time. Okay. Now within 5 minutes it is going to end up. There is a one small topic which is left out, which is going to have importance of HTML and its applications. Now that with the brief overview of what is a web page, you might have come to know why we are using HTML, what is its importance. Its applications is basically it is used for web development, for creating web pages. But there are certain other things that you can do with HTML. Like for example, nowadays with HTML5, you can build even small programs using HTML. It has moved from just a markup language to a programming language. Little transition phase is there. One of the other applications before HTML5 was to create ebooks, just like PDF and documents. You used to have something called as compiled HTML book with the extension of .chm. This .chm used to be a compiled HTML format extension, and it used to be like a very short in size type of textbook. For example, if you create a document using MS Document, it will take, let us imagine, 20 GB or 20 MB of size. If you convert that document, MS Word document into PDF, it gets reduced, it gets compressed, and it will be reduced into somewhat, let us say, 15 MB of size. But if you write the same thing into .chm, it will be much smaller in size with all those text and images, and it will be just about 5 MB of size. So you can imagine if there are big books like medicine textbooks or something like that, they used to be in .chm format. So there are various applications. I have kept few points for those things. Please go through them. Basics of HTML tags we'll learn. Uh, this slide is also self-explanatory. We'll start from it later. I'm not going to hurry up, but from here onwards, we'll actually start our programs. What is to be learned? Okay. So I'm ending my class at this particular slide. Okay, fine, then I will be closing this class now. See you all in the next session then.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye bye.